All right, it's a brisk morning. I'm here on the edge of Lake Pontchartrain, just fishing the shoreline, throwing up a prayer. I know that specks have moved into this area, so I'm just gonna make a pass and see if I can find any. See what else will bite on these grass beds. It's an absolutely spectacular fall morning. Let's see what we can catch. All right, I am way underdressed. Whew, man, it's chilly. Mid-50s right now. It's not gonna stay that way. It's gonna warm up a good bit today. It's supposed to be low 80s, so I'll survive, I'll make it. But I'm starting throwing this Echo 1.75. A lot of eelgrass flats around here, and this bait will work great over the tops of them. Just gonna try and cover some water and find some bait. The water looks absolutely fantastic, just beautiful. Ooh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Something foul hooked, I think. Foul hook trout. Nope. Foul hook ladyfish. Oh, goodness. All right, I ducked into a little bayou that runs into the shoreline of Lake Pontchartrain. This tide is rising, so it's not exactly ideal situation for fishing a bayou, but it's here, I gotta fish it. Sticking with this Echo for now. Probably gonna switch back and forth between this and a matrix shad. Bayou's got about, looks like 9 to 10 feet in the bends, 4 or 5 feet in the straightaways. Just about perfect. Should be some trout in here. Ooh, there's a fish. Oh, shoot, that was a trout. Boy, a drain like that would be deadly if that tide was falling. Any bites?
A couple of bites, but nothing really.
Yeah, me too.
Doing a few bass popping.
Yeah. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, there he is. That's a good bass. Yeah, it's a real good bass. There we go. On the Echo. Yeah, you're gonna go crazy and put a hook in my hand, huh? Yep, I knew it. Now, I've kind of gotten away from this Echo over the years because I really love that SB57. And when I throw a crankbait, that's the one I throw most often. But this bait is so great. It looks so good in the water. It doesn't dive as much as the SB57. And that's why I tied it on today, because I was fishing those flats out in the lake. But I ducked into this bayou, and obviously it's working in here. Ooh, there's a fish. Acting weird, not sure what it is. I think it's a bass though. It sure is, not a big one, but a bite. Got the front hook of the Echo, it's a good sign. Tons of these in the marsh. They're making a comeback. Tough fishing for them this summer, but seem to be a few around this fall, that's good. The objective today was to catch some trout over grass flats out in the lake. Made a quick pass, didn't see a whole lot of bait out there, but I'm definitely gonna resume that at some point. I worked my way up this bayou, and now I'm working my way back out, bucking an absolutely ferociously hard incoming tide. That incoming tide should make those flats productive. Eager to see what I can find out there. Gotta find some bait though. All the bait's in here. I mean, my goodness, it's loaded with bait in here. I thought I'd run across some trout, but I haven't yet. Such a beautiful day. Man, I love fall fishing. It's just perfect today. Ooh, look at this monster crab. Man, that's a big old crab. Can you see that? Look at this guy. That's a big #1. That is a big crab. All right, I've reached the mouth of the bayou back at the lake. So much bait in here. It just seems like such a great spot to catch some trout at this mouth. But I fished it on the way in. Caught one ladyfish, that was it. But believe me, I'm gonna jig it on the way out. See if I can run across some trout. Super impressed with this bayou. Only caught a handful of fish in here, but I'm here on a rise. I think in a fall, this bayou would be insanely good. It's got all the ingredients, that's for sure. Oh, there's a fish. All right, there we go, target species. We got us a speckled trout. I know, dude. Not a keeper, but he is the right species that we're targeting. So it's a good sign. I fished a bunch of flats in the lake, not finding much grass at all, unfortunately, and it's really windy. So I ducked into this little canal here. Got some pilings here. It's about 4 feet deep. Would definitely like to run across some bigger ones of these, but he's maybe 11 inches or so. So he swims again. All right, so I'm back in Bayou Liberty where I shot a couple of recent videos, and it is jam-packed with boats. We'll see if it's also still jam-packed with speckled trout. Oh, there's one. There's one. That didn't take long. Second cast. This fish hasn't come up at all. It's acting weird. Acting like a catfish or a foul hook trout. Catfish. Dadgummit.
You really good?
I just got here. Just made about 5 casts.
Not often I get to talk to a movie star. Take a shot when I get it.
How's it going, man?
We were on car drive this morning. We caught a few little ones.
Yeah. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. There's another one. All right, so I made a switch to the power prawn. This is the bait I used to catch fish last time. First cast. Got a speckled trout, not a keeper, but step in the right direction. Actually got 2 hits on that cast. Oh, there's a fish. All right, speckled trout. That's a keeper. There we go. There we go. Let's spot lock right here. All right, that's a good, almost 14-incher. Good fish. Oh. Ooh, there's some fish right here. I need to back off of this. That's 3 casts, 3 hits. Oh, another hit. I'm getting hit right here absolutely every cast. There's one. There he is. Ooh, nice bass. On the power prawn. Look at this. For this area, that's really a nice bass. It's a pretty fish. I tell you, this power prawn, it's just the bait right now. If you saw my last video that I shot in this area, I mean, this was by far the hottest bait, and it's definitely hot today. We'll see if we can keep it going. Another bite. You know, for the most part, I'm a paddle tail fisherman. I absolutely love matrix shad, fish it all the time, but no bait produces all the time. That's why you got to bring a variety and try different things. Fish get on certain kicks based on what they're feeding on, and that's what they want to hit. There he is, same spot. Oh, that's a little bass. That's a little guy. Man, he took it deep though, look at that. Got the whole thing. Oh, shoot. That fish was tiny, but I probably should have kept him because he's bleeding profusely. Now, for those of you from out of town, yes, that is where I caught that speckled trout. And yes, I've caught a couple of bass there since then. Probably missed a couple other trout. Happens all the time here in South Louisiana. Oh, I knew it. Had a bite and I missed it. Got his scale. Didn't look like a big scale, so probably not a very big fish. Now, if you didn't happen to see that previous video I mentioned, the company that makes these power prawns, Salt Strong, gives me 40% off every pack I purchase. Oh, goodness. And they said I can pass that along to you all, my viewers. So I do have a link in the video description. You got to use that link and use the code. It's Marsh40, all one word. Marsh40. You get 40% off. Definitely seems to be what they're hitting this year, particularly in this area. Maybe not true elsewhere. Oh, Dadgummit. Maybe not true elsewhere, but definitely true here. You know, I fished a couple of weeks ago with Chris Bush down in Texas, and he said their fish for the previous few weeks had not been hitting paddle tails either. You had to use kind of we fish with ghost minnows. And of course, that worm will turn, and at some point, paddle tails will be what you need. No telling when. Definitely my go-to. Oh, well, that's a snag. Let's go see if we can get that. And you can see how beautiful the shoreline of Bayou Liberty is. All these moss-draped oaks, just spectacular. Doesn't look like the type of setting where you'd be catching speckled trout, but this happens every fall, really all throughout eastern Lake Pontchartrain. Fishing gets very, very good in the fall. Lots of specks and bass. Normally a lot of reds, but man, the red fishing is just so bad in Louisiana right now. Could luck into one or two, but not as good as it should be, that's for sure. Oh, there's a fish. Nope, crab. Look at this. Look at this monster crab. All right, dude, let go. Just let go. He will not let go. Dude, just let go. You're gonna do it the hard way, huh? Let go of the bait. Just let go. Idiot. There you go. Man, that's disappointing. I thought that was another fish. Right in our little zone here. I think we killed it. But we got snagged and had to go retrieve it. Last cast, and we're gonna move on. Ooh, goodness, I got smoked. There are some fish right there, but man, they are just tapping it and spitting it. It's kind of been a slow day today. You can tell the fish are just not actively feeding. Having to earn each one. Getting a lot of bites per hookup. Oh, God. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, nice trout, nice trout. Stay on, buddy. There we go. You know, by nice, I mean 12 and a half, maybe 13. Keeper, keeper. That time I got a hit, set the hook, missed him, and then connected with this guy. All right. Into the box you go. Beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, my power prawn is toast. Toast. Got to replace it. It's a good problem to have, though. So I'm fishing this on a 1/8 ounce death grip jig head. I just love this jig head. Baits never, well, I can't say never, but pretty darn close to never slide down a death grip. You catch 50 trout on a bait, it might start sliding down. But not a whole lot before then. That one I had to change because it got torn. Probably a result of that crab. So as you know, I check the buoys every single day, whether I'm fishing or not, and I've noticed the tide's been doing something really goofy the past few days. It rises super hard and has this gigantic stretch where it changes. It just sits and does nothing. And then it falls super hard. I've never seen it really do it like this. But unfortunately, I think we're entering that phase today. The tide's just barely trickling in, and it was flying earlier. That's of course gonna make this fishing tougher. Gonna have to earn the rest of the day. And where I'm catching these fish is a classic rising tide setup. Rising tide's coming through here, we got a cut there. The main bayou comes on around this way. So it's pushing everything into this point. That's where you'd expect those fish to be. If the tide were falling, I'd probably focus directly on the mouth or maybe along that shoreline as the tide moved bait along it. Doesn't mean you couldn't find them here in a fall, you certainly could. But this just seems better to me on a rise. Oh, there's a fish. Another trout. This one I do not think is a keeper, but he may be. We're gonna check him out. Nope, he's not. Although, you know what? He's big enough for a tag, so we're gonna put a tag in him. TagLouisiana.net if you want to sign up to be a tagger. And I definitely do recommend it. It is a blast. Tagging fish is a blast. Oh, there's a fish. Come on. There we go. Another trout. Ooh, he's borderline. I think he's going to be a throwback. What you think? What's your guess? Of course, in Louisiana, man, look at this. A whisker. Literally a whisker. Louisiana don't have to be 12 inches. I don't think this guy makes it, but we're going to check him. No, he's short. but he is gonna get a tag. There we go. I know a lot of you hate dealing with small trout, and I get the reasons why, but I'm not one of those people. I actually don't mind catching them. Of course, I'd rather catch bigger fish, but to me, the thrill of fishing is that tap, that hook set, and the validation of knowing that you figured something out. And you get that with small trout just like you do with big trout. It's just fun feeling the tap. With our light tide situation, it's not a surprise we're catching smaller fish today. They're just dumber than the big ones. There's big ones down there, I know that, or at least bigger ones. Yep, I knew it. How many times has that happened today? Scale. That's how you know they're not really feeding. Ooh, man, is it getting hot. I got this hood on just to shield the sun, but man, I gotta take all this off. Roasting. Hard to stop fishing though. All right, gotta take off the hoodie. All right, much better. Now I got the hood from my Habit fishing shirt on. Much cooler. It started chilly this morning, but it's definitely warmed up. It's, you know, probably 82 or so right now. Been some beautiful weather in South Louisiana lately. All right, I got a snag and had to come over here. Look at this drop off. About 2 feet, I mean, off a crater. No mystery why the fish were holding there. All right, the wind this morning that was out of the north is now out of the south. And I gotta run from here to Bayou Lacombe, which is where I launched. So I'm gonna head over there and see if I can find some more trout there. I've never really tried to fish there, but there's a first time for everything. And you know, I love exploring. So you may see me again, you may not. In the meantime, if you wouldn't mind, give the video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate it.